Welcome to our channel. Here, you'll discover fascinating and thrilling stories that will transport you to worlds brimming with adventure, wisdom, and love. We invite you to subscribe to stay tuned for our upcoming tales and become a part of this community of imagination and inspiration enthusiasts. The Enchantment of the Chupacabras Village. In the heart of the Latin American rainforest, where lush greenery stands tall as an emerald wall, and the very air seems to hum with the secrets of the wild, lies a place both unique and magical, the Chupacabras Village. This remote corner of the earth is a sanctuary of wildlife and ancient mysteries. At the core of our story stands Don Carlos, a brave and charismatic farmer who has become a legendary figure within the community. His experienced eyes have witnessed the jungle's wonders, while his unyielding courage led him to lead a diverse group of hunters on a quest to unveil the truth behind the enigmatic Chupacabras. Don Carlos is a testament to the human spirit's resilience and capacity for change, demonstrating how one's journey can transform not only oneself, but also an entire village. The village itself plays a prominent role in our narrative, with its rustic huts blending seamlessly into the encircling jungle and earthy paths weaving through ancient trees. The symphony of nearby winding rivers and the songs of exotic birds create a picturesque backdrop for the tale's unfolding. It is within this village that magic and reality intersect, where the community thrives in unison with nature, respecting its rhythms and enigmatic secrets. The Chupacabras, of course, take center stage in this tale. Initially perceived as a menacing and mysterious entity, this mythical creature transforms throughout the chapters, transcending initial appearances to reveal the complexity beneath the surface. The Chupacabra's tale is a poignant reminder that appearances can often be deceiving, and true beauty often resides hidden. And so, within this remote corner of the rainforest, where humanity and nature coexist in delicate equilibrium, our narrative unfolds. Join us as we explore the mysteries of the Chupacabras Village, a story of mystery, transformation, and the profound beauty of coexistence between humankind and the natural world. Chapter 1. The Night of Mystery. In a small village deep in the Latin American jungle, the inhabitants lived in peace, but the nights were filled with mystery. The legend of the Chupacabras began with the anguished cries of goats and the discovery of animals dead with strange wounds. Chapter 2. The Nightly Lament. One night, Don Carlos, a brave farmer, heard a terrifying lament. He ventured into the darkness with a flashlight and saw a spectral figure, small and furry, quickly moving away. His goats had fallen victim to the Chupacabras, and Don Carlos vowed to uncover the truth behind the legend. Chapter 3. The Hunt Begins. Don Carlos shared his encounter with the village and formed a group of hunters willing to confront the Chupacabras. Armed with traps and flashlights, they ventured into the jungle in search of answers. But what they would find would exceed their worst nightmares. Chapter 4. The Eerie Encounter. As they tracked the Chupacabras in the jungle's darkness, the group of hunters came across a creature that matched the descriptions from the legends. Its fur was bristling, and its eyes gleamed like two burning coals. A spine-chilling confrontation ensued that would change their lives forever. Chapter 5. The Hunt Persists. Despite their terrifying encounter, Don Carlos and his group were not willing to give up. They embarked on an obsessive quest to track and understand the Chupacabras. As they delved deeper into the jungle, they discovered more about this mysterious creature and its nocturnal habits. Chapter 6. The Chupacabras Revealed. Eventually, the group managed to capture a creature they believed to be the Chupacabras. However, upon close examination, they realized that its appearance was stranger than they had imagined. Their investigations would reveal the truth behind the legend and surprise everyone. Chapter 7. The Connection to the Past. Don Carlos and his group of hunters discovered that the Chupacabras was a creature that had existed for centuries, part of the rich mythology of the jungle. Its history was linked to ancient legends of magical guardians and beings that protected nature. Chapter 8. Peace Restored. With the mystery of the Chupacabras resolved, the village was able to live in peace once more. Don Carlos and his group of hunters became guardians of the jungle, protecting its flora and fauna. The legend of the Chupacabras became a story told by campfires. Chapter 9. The Legacy of the Chupacabras. As the years passed, the legend of the Chupacabras became part of the village's identity. The story was passed down from generation to generation, reminding everyone of the importance of protecting and respecting nature. Chapter 10. The Chupacabras in Culture. The story of the Chupacabras spread beyond the village and became a Latin American legend. Its influence was reflected in art, music, and literature in the region, becoming a symbol of the relationship between humans and nature. Chapter 11. The Unexpected Encounter. Years after his encounter with the Chupacabras, Don Carlos and his group of hunters lived in relative peace. But one night, while Don Carlos was walking in the forest, he encountered a figure that seemed familiar, the Chupacabras. However, this time, the creature appeared different, calmer, and at peace. Don Carlos realized that the Chupacabras was not a threat, but a creature in need of help. Chapter 12. The True Nature of the Chupacabras. Don Carlos and the Chupacabras established an unusual form of communication. Through gestures and signs, Don Carlos understood that this creature wasn't evil, but had been misunderstood for generations. The Chupacabras didn't feed on blood out of cruelty, but out of necessity. Chapter 13. A Change of Perspective. Don Carlos decided to share his revelation with the village, and together they decided to help the Chupacabras find food in a way that wouldn't harm the farm animals. They created a sanctuary in the forest where the Chupacabras could live in harmony with nature and people. Chapter 14. A fresh start. Over time, the Chupacabras became a respected part of the community. The village learned to coexist with this mysterious creature and protect its forest habitat. The legend of the Chupacabras evolved from a tale of terror to a story of understanding and respect for nature. Chapter 15. The Lesson Learned. The story of the Chupacabras became an example for other communities. The legend reminded everyone of the importance of not rushing to judge what isn't understood and the need to care for and preserve the environment. The village became a beacon of conservation and respect for the surroundings. Chapter 16. The Chupacabras in the World. The story of the village and its relationship with the Chupacabras spread worldwide. It became an inspiration for those seeking ways to live in harmony with nature and respect all forms of life on Earth. Chapter 17. The Legacy of the Chupacabras. Today, the legend of the Chupacabras is told as a story of transformation and respect for nature. The village and the Chupacabras left a legacy of understanding and environmental care that endures in future generations. Chapter 18. The Chupacabras' Ongoing Presence. The village and the Chupacabras continued to coexist peacefully, The bond between them grew stronger as they worked together to protect the surrounding natural habitats. The Chupacabras had become a guardian of the forest, ensuring its biodiversity thrived. Chapter 19. An international symbol of conservation. The story of the village's harmonious relationship with the Chupacabras became an international symbol of conservation and respect for nature. People from around the world came to learn from their example, and the legend of the Chupacabras transcended borders. Chapter 20. The Chupacabras in contemporary culture. The Chupacabras' influence extended beyond the village and Latin America. It became a symbol in contemporary culture, appearing in art, literature, and even as a mascot for environmental awareness campaigns. The Chupacabras stood as a reminder of the importance of preserving our planet. Chapter 21. The evolution of the sanctuary. As time passed, the sanctuary dedicated to the Chupacabras in the heart of the jungle expanded. It became a hub for scientific research and a place where experts from around the world came to study the unique biodiversity of the region. The village continued to serve as a model for conservation. Chapter 22. Passing the torch. Don Carlos, in the twilight of his life, passed on the responsibilities of protecting the forest and the Chupacabras to the younger generation. He shared his wisdom and experiences, instilling in them the importance of coexisting with nature. Chapter 23. The Chupacabras' education role. The story of the Chupacabras became an integral part of the village's education system. Children learned about the significance of living in harmony with nature and the value of understanding and respecting all living beings. The Chupacabras story became a valuable teaching tool. Chapter 24. The annual celebration. The village initiated an annual celebration in honor of the Chupacabras. This festive event included traditional dances, music, and ceremonies that emphasized the importance of caring for the environment and coexisting peacefully with all creatures. The celebration drew visitors from all over the world. Chapter 25. A global phenomenon. The story of the village and its relationship with the Chupacabras reached global proportions. It touched the hearts of people from diverse backgrounds, inspiring them to take action to protect the environment and respect all forms of life on Earth. Chapter 26. The Chupacabras' Sanctuary. Expands again. The sanctuary, initially dedicated to the Chupacabras, expanded further to encompass additional land and various natural habitats. It became a world-renowned centre for biodiversity research, where scientists from different corners of the globe came to study the unique ecosystems. Chapter 27. The journey continues. The Chupacabras story served as a timeless reminder that our world is ever evolving. It encouraged individuals to strive for positive change, fostering a better understanding of the environment and all its inhabitants. Chapter 28. The next generation. As the village grew and thrived, a new generation emerged. These young individuals, raised with the wisdom of their predecessors and the Chupacabras story, became passionate advocates for the environment. They continued the village's legacy of coexistence and nature conservation. Chapter 29. A changing world. The Chupacabras story extended its influence beyond the village. Other communities were inspired to follow in the village's footsteps, fostering a global movement of environmental awareness and respect for nature. Chapter 30. The end of an era. As Don Carlos aged, he looked back with fondness on his encounter with the Chupacabras and the transformation he had witnessed in the village. On his final days, he shared his wisdom with the community, encouraging them to carry on the legacy of caring for nature and all its inhabitants. Chapter 31. The Chupacabras Sanctuary Worldwide. The sanctuary established in the heart of the jungle expanded its boundaries once more, becoming a pilgrimage destination for nature lovers and environmental advocates from around the globe. People came to learn about the village's story and the importance of preserving natural ecosystems. Chapter 32. A World in Harmony. The story of the village and the Chupacabras ultimately evolved into a universal narrative of peaceful coexistence and respect for nature. Humanity learned that even in the darkest of times, positive change and mutual understanding could lead to a world in harmony. Epilogue: An Eternal Legacy. The tale of the Chupacabras became an eternal legacy that transcended generations. It reminded people that, in spite of challenges and differences, we are all stewards of the earth, responsible for caring for and protecting all life forms that share our planet. And thus concludes the story of the Chupacabras, a legend that shifted from being a narrative of fear to an epic of change, understanding and coexistence. A tale that inspired humanity to care for and respect nature and all creatures that inhabit our world. The everlasting echo of transformation and respect. As we draw the curtains on the captivating narrative of the Chupacabras Village, we are bathed in the warm afterglow of hope and a powerful lesson that will endure through the ages. What began as a legend shrouded in terror has evolved into an epic of transformation and a profound respect for the environment, leaving an indelible mark on the village and all who have heard its story. Throughout the chapters, we witnessed how Don Carlos and his community, once terror-stricken by the Chupacabras, evolved to comprehend and accept this mythical creature. This transformation is a testament to the human capacity for change, learning, and adaptation, even in the face of the most daunting challenges. The village, with its thriving jungles and dirt pathways, became a place where human coexistence with nature thrived. Its inhabitants became stewards of the environment, guarding its flora and fauna. The legend of the Chupacabras transformed from a tale of dread into a narrative of understanding, respect, and reverence for the natural world. The Chupacabras, initially feared and misunderstood, morphed into a symbol of change and comprehension. Its story reminds us that often, the very things we fear and fail to understand hold an inner beauty that becomes apparent when we look beyond mere appearances. Ultimately, this narrative teaches us that even in our darkest moments, positive change and peaceful coexistence are attainable when we open our hearts and minds. We are all custodians of the earth we share, entrusted with the responsibility of cherishing and respecting all its living inhabitants. In the end, the Chupacabras Village becomes a beacon of hope and a testament to the fact that humanity can learn to live in harmony with nature and all its creatures. This story leaves us with a timeless legacy of transformation, understanding and love for the life that teems within the planet we call home. As the sun sets on the village and the Chupacabras story, it casts a radiant glow across the hearts of those who have shared in its wisdom. The echo of this tale will resound for generations to come, a testament to the enduring power of change, respect and love for the earth and all its inhabitants.
Thank you, dear listeners, for joining us at Sleep Storytelling today. Your support means the world to us. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a soothing bedtime story. We're grateful for your trust in us to guide you into a peaceful night's sleep. Sleep tight, and may your dreams be filled with wonder. Until next time, From all of us here at Sleep Storytelling, good night.